In this tutorial in CyberLink PowerDirector 365, I'd like to take you into a tour of the newest interface. They've changed it once more, and this time I think they've made some good choices. When you open it up, you're going to see a splash screen like this one. It actually has two major components. The default is the project view. The other option is the Toolbox view, and this gives you all of the tools that you can use. Now, I'm going to show you a little bit more about that in a moment, but I'd like to start with a project view. You have a new project, just click here and you will start one. Or you have any of these thumbnails that can take you to an existing project. So if I'm going to do that, they are organized by default newest to oldest. And you see there's a date and a time below the thumbnails. Now you can also change the view of that by clicking on these little buttons to the right. It'll take you to a table view, and you have the duration, the modification date, and a mini thumbnail, and you can scroll through the list any way you want. So you've got lots to pick from. So that's one way. Now you can also change the sort order from oldest to newest. I'll do that now, and then when I go to my thumbnail view, now my thumbnails are also sorted in the same way from oldest to newest. I'm going to click on here again. We'll go back to newest to oldest. So here are some of the newer ones that I have. So all I have to do is click on it and I load the project, but that's not all I can do. If I want to open a project that may or may not be here, I click on the Open Project. It will take me to my file system, and that's where I can navigate to the file and folder and find it. But I can also search for anything that I find here and try that out. So let me type the word SCROLL. Didn't find anything. Let me try the word TWO, and it found my two sounds, two ways to do things. So you can search that way for your projects. Now if you find something in here you don't want displayed, you can right click on it and you can remove it. It will not remove it from your file system, just from the display. You can also rename it or go to the file system on your computer by clicking Open File Location. So it's a little bit more useful, a little bit intuitive, not full of ads to start with. Now you do have some promo here above of some of the tools, and if I click on the three dots here, it will actually take me to my Toolbox view. I'll click on that and see, you can now see we're in the Toolbox mode, and I can make this full screen to see all of them, or I can simply scroll up and down to the one I want. Now let's see what happens when we try this a little bit. I'm going to take one of these that is not AI based. Let's take one that is, for example, a face blur. I'm going to click on the toolbox and see what happens. I can try it with a sample, or I can drag and drop something onto that screen. So I'll take and drag, let it go, and then it will load PowerDirector. It will take that element that you've chosen and it will bring it in, and it will also put it on the timeline. Then it will take you to the tool. Here I find that the effect that was on that thumbnail happens to be the way in which I can work on my blurs. So I'm going to stop the video, and we have a face mosaic. Looks like it's highlighted. That's the default one. I can click on any other blur that I like, a hexagon or lines or brushes, and choose any kind of blur I want. So it does in one click many things. It will take the element, it will pull them in to your system, it will load PowerDirector, and it will go right to that component. You don't have to navigate to it. So it's a quick shortcut. So that's one of the things that you can do when you're using this. Now, while I'm full screen, I'd like to look off of the general interface at one thing I found that I like about what they've done here. So I'm going to take this clip and I want to change it a little bit in terms of colors. So I'm going to click on the clip. I'm going to go back to my media. We can see it pulled it in here. Click on my clip and click on Edit. And now I want to go into my color options. What I have in the interface as it is now, I've got the two buttons here. One is the default, the other is a before and after. If I click on the before and after, I'm going to be able to trace the changes I make in the color. So if I want to take the hue and change it a little bit, if I want to take the brightness and increase it, and the contrast or the saturation, take the saturation down a bit, change the highlights, change the whiteness of it, and I can see all the changes I'm making in my video. I can change the white and black, maybe increase the sharpness just a little bit. And so it's nice that you have this. You can also click through the one shot, which is the after, or you can do the before and after. I really like that. When you're doing some detailed editing, it also will work in other cases, but you will see this in some cases on the screen. In other cases, you may not. There's a lighting adjustment, a color enhancement, split toning, and you notice when I click on some of these, I don't have the before and after. So some of them have a before and after. The color enhancement does. So it will vary according to the control whether or not you have the particular before and after. But that's a nice feature I really like that they've added in the newest release of CyberLink PowerDirector. And when you close it out, let's say I won't save, it does not go back to the splash screen. It goes all the way off. You close the program completely. And you can start it up again and work on it this way. So you've got basically the two views, the toolbox and the projects, and you can load them as before. Once you're in PowerDirector, you can just start a new project, and you're back to your familiar screen and can work the way you normally did if that's what you wish to do. So that's a little look at the latest change in the interface in CyberLink PowerDirector 365.